Okay, welcome to the YouTube video once again. It's Anna here. If you don't know me yet, I've been in this B2B space for about my own agency. I have an outbound agency with a couple of clients, and I'm going to show you exactly how I see client acquisition and how I'm getting about 6% appointment booking rate through my outbound campaigns. So let's get into this. Now, as you can see, how I see client acquisition to high school or elementary school, you should already know what velocity means, right? So it's speed, aim, and rhythm really think is speed. And there is a reason why speed is at the top of the triangle, and it is the most important pillar of acquisition. Because without speed, you will fail. If you don't have speed, your appointment setting journey will not succeed. You need to get things done fast. Like you can't wait 2 days. You need to get it done today. Do you understand? It is so important because this video, I could wait 2 days and record this video, no problem. But I just said, yeah, let's do it today. You know, why wait 2 days when I can do it today? And if you don't have speed, as I've said, your opponent setting journey will fail. And if you're running ads, you should already understand this. You should understand how important this is because when you nail something in, when you get a creative that works, there's gonna be people that are gonna copy your strategy through the Meta Ads library. And you want to nail it in and scale it as much as possible, as fast as possible. Now, if you don't understand speed yet, you need to change your thinking, and it will help if you do, a personality check just to see what kind of personality type you are. But let me give you some example factors of why speed is so important. So the first one is you can do a lot of volume fast. I'm specifically talking about outbound, let's say sending emails and DMs and scaling your appointment setting team. So you can do quick testing, you can do quick iteration, and with speed we can do a lot of volume. And volume negates luck. And this is a quote from Alex Hormozy. You can see I have his books in the background. And this is where I get a lot of my theory from, but it's also from 10K plus mentorships. And then the fast responses, right? When somebody, this is also talking about outbound once again. When somebody responds to your message, when somebody becomes an engaged lead, you need to reply it fast, immediately, because our chance of getting them to book in, if you respond immediately, increases by 2 to 3x. And once again, if you're running ads, you should already understand this because if somebody fills out the form and you call them straight away, there's like I think it's like 80% higher chance that they're gonna book in, and it's crazy. Um, so most people are impulsive and they can't control it. So if you get them booked in straight away, they can't control it and they're gonna show up to the call eventually. Because if you get them to book in once they're not interested, it's gonna be a lower chance that they show up on the call. So let's talk about the aim, the second most important pillar. So now after we understand how important speed is and volume, the next thing we want to understand is aim, because it's the second most important pillar. So this is taking volume to the next level and mixing it up with quality. With, I mean, it's mixing up this quality and quantity approach. So we have quality. To make sure we meet the KPIs and get the most out of our leads, with this, we will achieve exponential growth, right? So if we put in specificity and personalize our messages, we're gonna we're gonna achieve KPIs because with volume alone, we can achieve a ton of appointments, but the KPIs are probably not gonna be there. But if we do also, if you take into account aim and use AI to personalize everything, we're gonna achieve exponential growth in appointment booking rate. And this is how I've done it. So niching down, this is one important thing. So when I'm on sales calls with agencies, and I see most agencies, consulting companies, they don't have a niche, right? They're generalists. And that's going to destroy your systems and put you below KPIs. So you will see once, we'll give you the stimuli, this is from our program. We give our clients the stimuli, which of course I also have on my YouTube videos. So if you go to other YouTube videos, you'll be able to see all of the scripts and everything. You know, you will see how important it is to niche down once you watch my other videos or if you already know some things about appointment setting. And the key principle here is to get as specific as humanly possible without sacrificing volume. And this is also what I teach my appointment setters. Now let's talk about cadence, which is the least important part, but it is still very important, right? If we only have aim and speed, we can achieve results, but without cadence, they're not going to be meaningful because this cadence, this is the really the final pillar. And the way we see cadence in client acquisition is through consistency, compounding, rhythm, and structure. So we want to have a clear structure on how we do our things. And that's really what ends up being a system, right? If you just have like a email system that doesn't have any structure, it's all gonna be a system. It's just gonna be a mess. And if you don't have rhythm of when you're sending, how you're tracking your metrics, And it's not going to be a system. It's just going to be a mass once again. And you'll get some appointments, but it's not going to be sustainable at the end of the day. So let's talk about the consistency and compounding. Now, consistency is very important in appointment setting. If you're not consistent with your outreach, your follow-ups, your appointment booking will eventually it will drop down and entropy will kick in. So you will always experience feast and famine cycles until you become consistent and it starts compounding, right? Because a quote from Luke Belmar, I believe it is from Luke Belmar, yeah. He says consistency compounds. And it's so true. Because once you do something for a long time, it's going to compound, right? And you're going to achieve exponential growth. And if you think about the story of bamboo, right? You know the story of bamboo where I don't know how much of his life it spans, but it spans like most of his life underneath the, you know, underneath the dirt. And once it gets from the dirt, once its sapling starts growing, it just grows exponentially, right? So it spends its first few years under the ground, and then after that, a matter of months, it grows by like meters, right? So this is how I see client acquisition at its fundamental level. This is what we teach our setters. Um, and yeah, I hope this was valuable for you. And you can, take a look through my other videos. Other than that, have an amazing day.